Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to Good Life Farm. So I am clearing out the back of my truck and setting up a big old dog crate because I'm getting ready to go on a trip. Alrighty. Guess what we're fixing to do? Hey guys, so I just made it to Missouri. I just crossed the Mississippi River a few minutes ago. So I am now west of the Mississippi. Hey guys, so I have arrived at my initial destination. I am in Perryville, Missouri. My phone is going off. I'm texting people to let them know I arrived. So right behind me there is the courthouse. Just kind of a lovely building there, historic looking building. And I'm kind of right on the square of downtown Perryville. And right there is my Airbnb. Now I'll say normally when I stay at an Airbnb I try to get one that's rural. However, there wasn't very many around here, at least none that weren't insanely big or expensive, and it's just me, and so I didn't need anything too fancy. And it looked like a really cute area, and it is actually a really cute area. There's a bunch of restaurants right here on the square. There's a coffee shop, which I just stopped at and got a small coffee. Villainous Grounds is the name of it. And so I'm hoping that picking an Airbnb in town isn't going to be something that I regret, because there are some people with some really loud cars around here. And they're just like driving around. But I did bring some earplugs, so yeah, if I need them, I can use them. But it is time for me to go check into my Airbnb. So I will take you in and let you see it. Okay. Ooh, these are some steep stairs. Very old building. And so there's two places to stay here. We've got the Gabrielle and the Daytona. The Gabrielle is the one that I'm staying in. Let's see. Oh, there's the Leanne there. And they've got security cameras all around the building. There you can see me in the laundry area. You can see my truck parked out front. This is kind of nice. And all of the rooms have keypads, so there's no keys. They've got a laundry area. This is nice. This is really neat. Let me punch in my code. We've got a kitchen area. This is really pretty. Kind of a historic vibe, historic feel to this. Got the brick wall. Open shelving. Here's the sitting area. There's a TV. They've got a coffee station. This dresser is chest high on me. Holy cow. What is this in here? Oh, this is like a little office area. How cute is this? Got a big mirror. And bathroom. You can definitely tell that these, these old buildings have solid walls, and they're like made to last. So the sound out there is very, very muted. I can barely hear it. Yeah, so I should be good. But like I said, I did bring earplugs just in case. I mean, these kind of old buildings, I love the character, and while this has clearly all been fixed up and modernized and all that, you can feel the lean in the floor, and you can tell that there's old character in this, and I like that. And having a taste of this old historic downtown kind of vibe, I don't mind. I just wouldn't want to live here. I do love my homestead. Alright, you guys, so I am heading back out of a beautiful area here in Missouri. I'm wondering, I need to look at a map. I'm wondering if this isn't like the edge of the Ozarks or something like that, but beautiful, beautiful area. And in case you haven't figured it out of what I was doing, I have been on a trip because I mentioned quite some time ago that if we were going to have something on the homestead, I really wanted it to serve a purpose. And as you know, we have some goats, and while goats are wonderful pets, I do want them to serve a little bit more of a purpose other than just being pets like Sophie and Amos are, although they are excellent compost makers for the garden. Dairy. If we were going to have goats, I wanted to do dairy. And that is why I wanted Nigerian dwarves. And they're not too big. The goats aren't too big. Being just me and Mr. Smith, we don't need too much dairy. And so I wanted good tasting milk and all of that. But in order to have milk, and pardon if the camera's a little bumpy, but in order to have milk, you have to have babies. And in order to have babies, you've got to have a daddy goat. And we've got some does, and we have a couple wethers, which are boy goats who are fixed, but we didn't have a buck. So I've got a buck in the truck. And actually, I've got 2 bucks in the truck. So I'm super, super excited. I will tell you more about our new additions when I get back home. So I'm super, super excited, and my entire back seat is filled with a giant animal crate because yes, our little guys are in the truck with me. We don't have a cover for our truck bed, and I didn't want them exposed for the whole drive. This is a long drive. I mean, not insanely long, but it's long. And I didn't want to use the livestock trailer because we actually need to do a couple things to fix up the livestock trailer. It needs new lights, and it really needs new tires. And to be honest, I ain't very good with a trailer. I can pull a trailer, don't bother me one bit to pull a trailer. I can't back a trailer up to save my life. So I didn't want to haul the trailer because I didn't know if there would be a place for me to turn around or anything like that. So in the truck it is, but I will share more all about our new additions once I get back home. All right, so we just arrived home and we're getting ready to unload. Wait for Mr. Smith to come over here. But hi babies, how you doing? How you doing? So they've been content just munching on hay and chilling out. We'll get you situated in your new house, babies. Alright you guys, so I went on a whirlwind trip this weekend. Those of you who have been around for a while know that when I talked about getting goats, I wanted them eventually for dairy. I wanted to have milk goats. I didn't want to have big goats like Nubians, just because it's only the two of us. We don't need a ton of milk. And so I had decided to go with Nigerian dwarves. Now we do have some goats already, but we didn't have a buck. And so I drove up, I'm gonna lean down here. My shoulders are sore. I jacked up my neck again. Actually, let me sit down here. So this weekend, I drove up to a farm in Missouri, and I didn't actually realize how far up it was. I had mapped it out, but I didn't look at the broader view. I didn't realize it was actually about, I don't know, 20-something miles from St. Louis. But it wasn't that bad of a drive. It was really equivalent to us driving to my in-laws when they lived in East Tennessee, which we did all the time. So I drove up there, and the name of the farm was Busy Browsers. They have Nigerian dwarf goats with excellent bloodlines, just really good history of their milk production and quality and all of that. And so these goats were just like, I felt, the perfect addition to our homestead here. And Busy Browsers is Luann and Gary, wonderful, wonderful people. They are actually subscribers to my channel, and that is how we were able to connect. And I went up there, I met our little guys here, as well as the whole herd up there. Saw their dad and their mom, and they were just super friendly, great goats. And so we're really excited to add these little guys to our homestead here. Now they are, of course, Nigerian dwarves. They're 5 months old, they're little babies, and we're temporarily using the cattle panel house here as a shelter for them. I have put in bales of straw, and I've put in like wind block and all of that, so they're nice and sheltered. Although next week it's going to get really cold, so I will probably put a radiant heater out here for them, just because they are little and all of that. I don't want them getting chilled. Goats are prone to pneumonia when they get really cold, and being in a new place and the stress of all that, we want to keep them safe and comfortable. So the area that I have set up out here, it's right near where my new garden is going to be going in. You can see the posts that are up over there, and you can see my greenhouse in the back. I actually decided to go with Premier One electric goat fencing. I've used the poultry fencing for years, and I felt like I could put this in quickly, and we could move it around if we decide to do that. We can give them different areas to graze in. And now, but this is new to them. They've not been exposed to this kind of fencing. And so we put them in here, and I sat in here. Mr. Smith went and turned on the fencing. By the way, his name is Jeff. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I'll film like in the near future why I call him Mr. Smith in the videos, but his name is Jeff. And so I had him turn on the fence, And I sat in here, I sat with them, I watched them get exposed to the fence for the first time, and because I wanted to make sure they weren't going to bolt into it or anything like that. But they did great. They both touched the fence, stepped back. They did that a couple times, and then they just kind of stayed away from the fence. But tonight, of course, we will close them up inside. I don't want them running around here loose at night. It's just not safe. And so just like my goat shed out there, it has a gate that I can close them in. We have the door on this. We'll close them in here at night and keep them safe. And then in the morning, I'll come out here. I'll sit with them again. I'll watch how they do with the fencing, and we'll just be very, very careful. I want to keep them safe, first and foremost. But they are adorable little guys. The solid black one looks a lot like little Franny, our Nigerian dwarf doe that we have out there. And then we have the spotted one, and now their names have been Little Fella and Cam, but honestly we might give them our own names, but we'll have to think about that for a little while, what we would want to call them. But they are precious. They are precious, and I am sure you will be seeing lots of goat footage, lots of goat footage in the future. So I just want to again say thank you to Gary and Luann for their hospitality. They had me over for dinner last night, grilled up some bison burgers. We had great conversation. Chatted this morning for a good while until I got on the road and everything. Just wonderful people, and she gifted me with a couple of things which I will share in another video, but just lovely people, lovely people. So I will put a link down below to their farm information if you would like to check them out. But it is late and I am exhausted. 2 days on the road, but I am going to go ahead and wrap this up because it is getting close to dark and we need to wrap up evening chores, do our evening feeding and all of that. So thanks for hanging out with me here again. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time. What's going on? Huh? What's going on, baby?